What up, Eagle Talk family? We are so excited for this podcast today.
We got some family in the house, y'all.
Yes, we do. Okay, so by family, though, I'm trying to figure out, can I call you my baby cousin?
No. I'm not a baby no more. I'm grown.
He said maybe little or younger.
Yeah, right.
Listen, my baby cousin, okay, M. Brown, is in the building.
In Dallas.
And he is here because he will be performing. Well, at the time that you're watching this podcast, it would have already happened, but he is here for Eagle Talk Live
2022. Going down. Starts tonight.
It's going to be an amazing time, man. I'm excited to be here. My first time in Dallas. It feels great. It feels lovely. Man, brought my wife down here. We're excited for Eagle Talk. Man, I'm just happy.
Yay! And not only are you here for Eagle Talk, but you didn't maximize your time. You're also
featuring at the Arlington Improv
all weekend.
Listen,
6 shows.
Y'all see my baby cousin out here working.
I let them know I was in. They was like, "Oh man, you here?" And they was like, "We got to put you in." I was like, "Yeah," but it didn't happen like that for real. But that's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell people that's how it happened. I let them know I was here, and they said, "Yeah, we got to put you on." They canceled somebody and brought me on.
Right.
Brought you up.
So you got the double bubble.
Yeah.
Look, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit because that's something that I probably want to highlight is sometimes to get put on, you got to put yourself on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that people don't want to do. But tell us a little bit about you, M. Brown. Look, I'm trying not to say your government name.
Yeah, that's they don't go by that no more. But M. Brown, comedian, been doing this now for 10 years. It's great to go through this journey. Man, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's great. But I love it. Nothing better than to follow your passion and be able to make money doing it.
Yeah, and I will say, and I've been to the Improv a couple times, I have seen him live, and he's hilarious. And I'm not just saying it because he's family.
Hilarious. And I think that when you really probably started getting kicked off as a comedian, we moved to Dallas.
Yeah.
So I think as you were just getting going, we were gone. So never, I knew you were goofy.
From growing up, just being the funny little cousin.
Yeah, I knew you were goofy, but I mean, we just come from kind of a funny family, so no shade. I was like, you're a comedian. Really, not shady, but
I know because we all when we get together, it's
hilarious, right? The whole family funny. So, but just to see you, y'all, just a little background. Y'all know my mom passed away recently, and M we were in Chicago. You live in Chicago now. Mm-hmm. And M had a show, I want to say the day after the funeral. And my brother, and my brother and I, we were just sitting around, just sad all day. And then my son, this is crazy that I hung out with my 21-year-old son. He said he was going to see a comedy show. And I'm like, I'm going to ride down. And it lifted my spirits 100%. Yeah. So that was great, and you were great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always fun, especially when I get to look out and see family in the audience. It makes it 100% easier to perform because I know if ain't nobody else gonna laugh, y'all gonna. Because as y'all know, a lot of my material come from life.
Yeah.
So sometimes you hear a joke, you're like, "Oh man, I remember that."
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he did used to really stutter. So when I talk about it, so you hear the joke, you're like, "Oh man, that's true."
Yeah.
So were you on speech? Did you get speech?
I took speech for 8 years, Mary. Yeah. I took speech for 8 years of my life.
The man ain't stuttering.
I'm great. I'm talking clearly. I can say potato chips, nice and profoundly. I'm graduated from college. Yes, I went to speech.
But you know what? Kudos to your mama, because my mama, bless her heart, she should have sent me the speech for this list.
But you know what's crazy? I didn't know I could have got a disability check. I was mad. I tried to get a check for back pay because I found out 2 years ago I could have got a check for my speech impediment, and I'm mad because my mama ain't signed me up for it.
You should have a relapse.
So all right, so y'all already see that this is a fun podcast. So tell us a little bit just about your journey as a comedian. Like, what has that look like for you?
Man, well, I started when I graduated college in 2012. I had a rough patch. I went away for a couple, but after I went through the trouble, I was like,
I missed that part too. You went away?
Yeah, I did like 2 weeks in the county. In the county jail system.
That's why you ain't know.
That's why
it wasn't no years.
I ain't do no years. We ain't need no bond. You best believe Auntie Barbara would have. We need about 10,000. Get your boy out this jam. Get out this jam. Yeah.
Okay, so things went left.
Things went left, and I'll never forget. I came back, And I went to the club like a month later. And I asked my mentor, who ended up being my mentor, I said, man, can I do your show on Sunday? And he was like, when's the last time you was on stage? And I was like, 2 months ago. And he said, no, you can't do my show. You're not taking it serious. And I took that personal. I went on stage. At the time, it was 3 minutes. It was an open mic night at Jokes and Notes. You got 3 minutes. I went up there and I did 3 minutes. And I was amazing. I walked off stage and walked to the back of the club. He stopped me. And he said, not only are you doing the show on Sunday, I'm paying you, and you got 15 minutes.
wow.
That's
So
awesome.
from there, I knew I had something.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can follow this. I can follow this path and make something happen.
That's awesome.
So how many nights do you do now in Chicago, or just period?
Nights. Well, whenever somebody asks, I tell them like this. LeBron wake up every day and shoot jump shots.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy is no different.
Okay.
I got to wake up. I got to go to the gym, and I got to tell these jokes. I got to get these off because there's always time. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's awesome. So let's just talk about just some of the highlights. Like, what are some like really cool things that you've been able to do with your career? And then I want a future cast. You know, here at Eagle Talk, we're all about vision and, you know, just knowing that if you just keep at it, when we are consistent, that's when we see growth. So just kind of where you've been and where do you see your career going?
So far, one major highlight was I was able to go on the road with Dick Gregory.
Oh wow.
And I did like
Is he
4 or
alive?
5. No.
Okay,
He passed
okay.
away. I was able to do maybe 4 or 5 shows on the road with him, and it was amazing just to see the differences and cultures that follow Dick Gregory and his stories. How he worked for Playboy back when they first opened in Chicago. I think he made like $10,000 a week in the
wow.
60s.
Wow.
That was a lot of money.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, in the 60s.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget one show we did at the Harold Watson Culture Center in Chicago. An old white man had to be 127 years old. He was old.
Right.
He had his son, his sons. He had his son and his wife, his son's wife, and his kids with him. He was crying tears. Waited to be the last person to see Dick Gregory. A packed show in the Culture Center, probably hold 500-600 people. Last waited crying to meet the legendary Dick Gregory.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, it's a powerful man to make a white man cry like this. And then when he passed, my father called me and he's like, man, you know, you got pictures with Dick Gregory. I was like, yeah, I got. He's like, man, you know, really treasure those because that's when it hit me. Like, this is the first legend that passed away in my lifetime, and I was blessed enough to get to meet him.
That's
So
awesome.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That's awesome.
That and just recording, meeting people, all that stuff. Yeah, but that stuff, you know.
That's awesome. So let's talk about future though. So, you know, what are your goals around this comedic life?
Of course, to be a known comedian. I don't know if I want to be a household now. I still want to be able to go out, but writer on different shows.
That's a good one.
Write my own shows, movies, things like that. But really, my main goal, I just want to be able to take my kids to Disney World without having to see a timeshare presentation first. If I can do that, I'm successful. Y'all laughing, but y'all, if I can go to Disney World without having to sit there and be like, oh, this is nice. Ooh, this is nice. And my kids ask me like, we gonna come here? No, we're never coming back here again. We're just here for the tickets. Nothing else. If I can do that, I'm successful. If I can do that once a year, I'm successful. Everybody got their own definition of success. For me, it's Disney World with no timeshare presentation.
Oh my God.
Well, look, let me tell you the funny thing, baby. You remember when we first went to our first timeshare presentation? We thought that was like the hottest lit in the world.
Yeah, we was telling folks, we was calling them, man, y'all love us. Oh, went over here. We was like, nah, that's not the move.
Yeah, like we was like, y'all ain't gonna go. Y'all stupid.
Right,
They gonna give y'all food, $250 gift card.
Man, the first time you're like, oh, these roast beef sandwiches are good.
Right.
Good roast beef.
Right.
Then you got
Then here come the pressure.
Me and Corey used to have the last one that we went to. This is when we decided we need to not go no more because we start singing no.
We sure did.
Like the lady was so mad.
Yes, she was.
We were like, no, thank you. She was like, no, actually, no.
Yeah, we started having too much fun with them, so we had to stop.
We had to go. So what are some comedians that you look up to? Like, who do you consider? And even I think even with Eagle Talk in our business, we have mentors that we've met, but a lot of mentors in business or marriage that I have are people that I don't meet, I don't know. I've just studied, success leaves clues. So I've studied what they do, and I admire it, and I consider them to be a mentor. So who would that be for you?
Man, it's hard because I got so many mentors within Chicago, because Chicago is so filled with comedy. It's such a big entertainment.
And even if it's somebody that you really are related to, have met.
But that's I was like, but look up to in comedy, one of the first people, probably Dave Chappelle.
Oh wow.
But just seeing him, but as far as seeing people live, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here with him for the weekend or because I do show, but Damon Williams.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
He's
came to my
hilarious.
college and performed at the arena. And I want to say within the next 6 months, I was on stage performing.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And so when I tell him that every year for his birthday, I'm like, man, you're the reason I do like comedy was because I seen you at my school. And I was like, man, I could do this.
Yeah. He's hilarious. We've
Damon
seen
is
him
hilarious.
at least 3 times.
Yeah, anytime he comes to Dallas, we pretty much go and support. And I'm always like, my cousin, my baby cousin.
But that time is you tell him that is what got me here because you told him that in Chicago. He's like, hey, I'll be in Arlington a little bit. And then you was like, what if it's the same weekend of Eagle Talk?
Yeah. And look
at that. That week
look
I was
at
like,
the Lord, won't he do it? Won't he do
speaking
it?
into existence. So I'm speaking these writing jobs and.
I know you performed last night. Could you see a difference in crowd with a Dallas crowd and a Chicago crowd or no?
You see it, you see a difference from crowd to crowd and city to city, but for the most part, laughter is a universal language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny is funny.
Yeah.
So if you go up there and you just relate to them, especially with the way the show is set up, I'm first.
Okay.
So I can't go up there. I'm not from Dallas, so I can't welcome people to Dallas. So I'm up there just I'm from Chicago. Y'all finna get this work.
Yeah.
And I'm just like this on stage. I don't move around, y'all. I don't do backflips. So you gonna get this material. You gonna get these jokes.
Let me ask you this: have you ever bombed?
Have I?
Okay.
Man,
Probably
have I?
every comedian. That's a rough.
Whoa. Yeah, let me tell you about the time when it got so quiet in the room. I just said, you know what? I shouldn't have came here. I just be sitting there like, man, you know what? I could have stayed home and watched Moana with my kids. I did not have to.
Not Moana.
Yeah, I could have watched Moana on Disney Plus. We paid for it. I could have.
Oh my God.
Yes, I bomb all the time. I ain't gonna say all the time, but if a comic say they not bombing, then they not trying nothing new.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
so you
that.
always got to try new jokes and get new material and get life life experiences come through comedy and comedy come from life experiences. So if you just gotta
Just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
roll with it. And bombing, sometimes you bomb in life, so you bomb in comedy too.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So just tell me this, because you're going after your dream, and to be a comedian, like I just know, even us in real estate, I know when I got into the business in particular, and shifted from being a teacher, I was a little hesitant to tell some people, like even my parents, because I didn't want to be discouraged. Like I just had to go forward. So how do you balance, because anything in entertainment, it seems like it's that much more challenging to break into. And I think that a lot of times the people in our lives, they just don't have they don't know anything about it.
Right.
So it's hard for them to be supportive. So how have you handled it? And have you ever faced somebody like, okay, you need to go do something else. And you're like, no, this is what I love. How do you handle that?
You always look back on the good advice. There's always somebody saying what you can't do or you shouldn't do or it's gonna be hard. But you always look back on what the positive things people told you throughout.
Yeah.
Whenever I get lost and I feel down, I remember what people told me, and it's easy to go back because you always be like, man, when I was doing that, everything was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when you don't have to try. It's
Right,
just
right. And
comfort.
when you're comfortable, when I first quit my job and started doing comedy, I seen Auntie Barbara. A little bit later, I think she came by my mom's house, and she's like, "You gonna be fine." just pay your tithes, you'll be good.
Sound about right.
So every time I get discouraged, I'll be like, man, I'm not paying my tithes.
Yeah.
I need to start my paying. So every time I'll be like, man, and it'd be like, man, I'm not making as much money as probably because I'm not paying my tithes. It's like, you wouldn't think that paying somebody would get you some more money.
Listen,
But
the biblical principle, and my mama stood on that, stood on that
I
hard.
just stand on the good advice and people, or just the good words, or just the messages, Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook, people just messaging like, man, you were so funny last night.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you. You just don't know how much that meant because I was finna quit.
Do you get a lot of people hit you after the show, like DMs and stuff?
Yeah,
That's good.
man, that's the best feeling ever. Because especially, and it seems like you get them more when people not laughing. People message you out the show like, man, you were so funny. Well, why wasn't you laughing?
Right.
In the show. But and it's so encouraging. And then sometimes you get in with people like, man, you don't know what I was going through this week.
Yeah.
And you'll joke about one time somebody messaged me and said you'll joke about Latinos and tamales was amazing, or you joke about your grandmother passing and y'all fighting over pops because they shouldn't have like people that's real life.
Yeah.
They laugh about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I talk about everything, because everybody going through
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
That's awesome. Well, we are so grateful that we had you here. We know that you are going to light it up with Eagle Talk Live 2022. Y'all, you're going to have an opportunity to check out the highlight video from this weekend. We're going to highlight M. Brown. And if someone, we want to put you on because we blowing up this podcast and you're going to blow up with us. So if someone wants to book, if someone wants to book you, how do they do that?
They can follow me on Instagram at mbrown_is_funny, Twitter. That's across all social media at mbrown. embrown_is_funny. Or just do that because my email. Follow me, man. Send me a DM.
You look. We gonna get you a website.
Give me a website. Well, that's all in the works. I got a couple, but
look. That's what you need to be. That's why here at Eagle Talk Live. Before you leave here, we gonna go on GoDaddy and get M Brown is funny.
mbrown_is_funny. I already bought it.
So you need to build it out.
I bought the domain. I just gotta build it out.
Okay. Well, we got you.
That's easy work.
Look. I'm gonna give you the resource of the girl to pay.
Okay.
Right. No, well, we are so excited to have you. Any last words for that budding entrepreneur, that person who's going after their dreams? They're just trying to figure it out and do it all. What would you say to them?
I would tell them to just go do it. Just go do it. You don't know, like Steve Harvey said it the best. You got to jump off that cliff, and you're going to get some bumps and bruises. You're going to scrape that edge, but when the parachute open, man, you gone.
Yeah.
You're going to soar.
Yeah.
And even then, the parachute might get some holes in it, but you just keep soaring. Just keep flying. Just keep going. It's like an eagle,
I like
keep flying.
Yeah, that's awesome. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, y'all, we just need you to do a quick favor. Like, subscribe, and share the YouTube and the podcast.
All right, that is it for this episode of Eagle Talk Live. Be sure to check in with us next week because I am going to have my forever friend here with us, and we are going to talk about a lasting friendship, y'all. So you definitely want to be there. See you then.